my friend Kwan today. Kurt's a remarkable guy for many different reasons, but he makes his living and exercises his leadership in the community largely through professional theater. That's very different than many of the other leaders we've put out here. Those of you who read my blog on Tuesday already know this story. But I was an exchange student in a domestic exchange. For 2 weeks, I went and lived in a home in Albany, Georgia, and went to school there and lived in the community for just 2 weeks. But it may as well have been a foreign country, right? And when I got there at school on the first day, I was in my first class. It was a civics class, and this Southern belle, I'll never forget it, big blonde hair, all curly, and everything. She says, "Y'all really from South Dakota?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Man, it must be really hard riding horses everywhere." And then she said, "And I always wondered what it would be like to have a buffalo as a pet." Dead serious. 1980. I was really struck by that. And I considered it to be silliness and naivete. But I'm a white male living north of the Mason-Dixon line. I'm not usually accustomed to experiencing what other people might consider to be discrimination. So I can say silliness and naivete where others might look at it differently. That's why I'm really proud to introduce you to Kurt Kwan today. Kurt's a gentleman who is exceptionally gifted at helping us sort through that silliness and naivete for those of us who are not white and weren't born here. So who knows where the Maldives are? Maldives. This is a map, and this is the place where Kurt Kwan was born. And he's going to tell us a little bit of his story. One of the things I admire the most about Kurt is that he really knows how to get powerful people to work together, especially when they don't all look the same. So please join me in welcoming our speaker today, Kurt Kwan.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, well, good morning. Welcome to the Southwest Metro chapter of Fight Club. Many of you didn't get the memo, but today was supposed to be Asian Day, so thank you for showing up, 3 of you. But the rest of you, please enjoy the bacon bar. You're honorary Asians today. When Paul first asked me to be a speaker a few months ago, internally I was thinking, politely say no, how do you say that? Because one, again, as Paul alluded to, I am an actor. That's what I do. And what could I possibly say to a room full of people who are in business? But for those of you who know Paul, you know that he has a really great handshake and tractor beam eyes and colorful wardrobe. And you really don't want to say no to the guy because, he exudes something that just internally clicks within you, and you say, okay, we'll see what develops. So we'll see what develops. For those of you, again, my name is Kurt Kwan. I'm an actor here in the Twin Cities. I was born in, well, not born in Maldives, but I was born in South Korea. But I grew up in Finlayson, Minnesota. Does anyone know where Finlayson, Minnesota is? Oh my God. That's crazy. Well, for the rest of you who don't know, Finlayson is in east central Minnesota. Does anyone know where Ascove, Hinckley, Toby's? Yeah, my first job at Toby's, made caramel rolls there, so next time you have a caramel roll, think of me. Sidebar. So Governor Dayton, his sons just opened up a restaurant a couple years ago, and they also opened a clothing shop called Ascove Finlayson, which to me was so surprising because it was like someone naming their child after your crazy aunt and your first girlfriend. It's like, how did you know? How could you possibly know? So that's just to say it's out in the middle of nowhere, and it was population 202 when I was there. I don't know where it's at now. I grew up in a small town. My mother was a school teacher. My father worked in the Bureau of Prisons. And so growing up, like many young Korean boys in the 80s, I dreamt of kissing Elizabeth's shoe and getting out of there as quickly as possible. So I moved on. I after brief stints in St. Cloud and Madison and North Carolina, ended up back at the University of Minnesota. And then I started work shortly thereafter at Pillsbury House Theater, which is in South Minneapolis. And that's where I met Heidi Botts. And she was gracious enough to employ me as a freelance actor. And she was creating this program called Breaking Ice. And for me, I thought it was, a job at first. So that sounds like, something I could do for a while and maybe get a paycheck. But then it went a little bit deeper. She created this company and hired me on part-time at that point. And we traveled around the states, around this state and other states, of course, but doing this work around diversity, undoing racism, and really speaking to conferences full of people who were just sort of coming up on this issue of diversity in the workplace. And how do we meet that challenge? How do we change the landscape within our walls? And how do we lead those people? And it's really become an integral part of my life. We first started out with just sort of a loose band of actors of color, but then we really started to create a community, a really strong community of people who were both artists, activists, had held many other jobs, and had a place and a forum to start speaking about those, and given a platform to speak from a place of power, rather than speaking, maybe going home, closing your door, and then whining to a partner about what happened to you today, just going to work, on your way back from work, wherever you may have stopped. So it really gave a platform and visibility around these issues, and it's been a complete joy. 12 years later, I'm still doing it. Heidi has since moved on, but so I'll just take that opportunity to say, Breaking Ice, for those of you who don't know, is an improvisationally based theater performance that is customized to each individual workplace, that we had the opportunity to work with a good leadership team last fall. But I feel a little bit awkward introducing Breaking Ice because this is really Heidi's creation and baby. So I'd like to introduce Heidi Botts to maybe do a little, if you want to add anything to that.
Thank you for being very gracious in that introduction. It's all a lie. I say that one of the joys of doing Breaking Ice and working with the Pillsbury House Theater over the number of years that I was in a position there is just working with really smart people. And so what we're going to do today is, at Paul's request, we are going to share a little bit of, just a little bit of what Breaking Ice does, and specifically a piece from the Leading Together program that we commissioned for the conference last fall. It was really the best of both worlds for me because as part of the Good Leadership team and as part of the Pillsbury House Theater Associate Company, I was able to bring both things together. So we're going to invite our cohort, Jamila Anderson, up here. It's very rare for us to do a three-person version of this, but we're gonna do our level best.
We are.
Yep. Ready?
Yes.
Hey,
Lights, camera, action.
welcome to the company. So glad to have you here. So where are you from?
Minnesota?
No, I mean, where are you really from?
Minneapolis?
Gosh, it's like Mohammed. There's like 8 names here. My database does not fit all of this, so I guess I just, gotta pick 3.
Hey, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm on my way to a meeting in North Minneapolis, and I really feel out of my element there. So I'm wondering if you could maybe just saddle up and go with me so that I don't feel so awkward and, because,
Don't feel so white.
So, Tracy, I'm so happy to have you on the team because, what you bring to the job, I feel like we can really put things together and really,
I look forward to speaking to you too.
Naila, look,
Yes.
I was really hoping that I could promote you into that leadership position that we
good,
talked
good,
about,
good,
but did a little research. I checked out your Facebook page,
Okay.
and those half-naked pictures of you in Cancun are kind of out there, and your name is associated with our company, and I'm just thinking it's probably not going to happen.
So embarrassed. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Justin. I thought I met all the pretty ladies this morning. What's your name?
My name is Sia.
Hey, want to smoke?
Yeah, I'm dying for a smoke, thanks.
I tell you.
So how's it going with Fatima?
Good, but this is the thing. I mean, it's like she is always taking prayer breaks. How are we supposed to get anything done
Yeah, like
if she's always stopping to take a break?
I'm telling you, I'd love to get paid to take breaks.
Wouldn't that be nice?
So, congratulations. I just heard someone said you're a lesbian, and
Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm just, because I'm curious. I'm just kind of wondering. I mean, like, how does that work? I mean, like, who's the man in that relationship?
There's a lot of science involved with that.
Hi, welcome to the company. Could you just say your name really slowly for me, please?
Shock. It rhymes with.
That brochure that you
Yes,
gave me about
yes,
the rich
yes.
man,
Did you see
yeah,
the brochure?
I
It's
did.
really
And
nice.
I just have to say, like, I appreciate the younger generation and all the ideas that you have about,
Yeah.
changing things up. But that's a strategic planning retreat, and I really didn't see a lot of time for strategic planning.
Here's the thing. I know you're totally old school, but if you just get your chi together and kind of like take a couple deep breaths, have some green tea, you'll be way more productive.
Hi, Denise. Listen, I'm glad I ran into you. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for pushing back so hard in the meeting yesterday, but I felt like there were maybe some feelings left out on the table.
No.
And I just wanted to come to you directly
No.
and maybe just sort of process through that. I don't know if
there were no feelings. It's good. Everything's
Okay.
good.
So-
Everything's fine.
but-
Everything's really good.
Okay.
Now, guess what I found out? We're having another diversity meeting at work.
good
You know what that means.
Yeah, it's the day where everyone looks at us
It's
like it's our
Our fault.
that
They have to sit
out
there for a couple of hours.
So I got your intake form, and I think paperwork's almost done. But
Oh,
I
good.
just
Excellent.
I looked at the form, and it looks like you checked African American, Native American, Latin
Correct.
American, and white.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was just wondering, what do you consider yourself most?
It's funny you ask that. I consider myself a good leader.
Hey, Ed. No, I'm just getting home. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll see you on Monday. All right, bye-bye. Honey,
Oh,
Hi, baby.
hello.
Hi. Thank you.
All right. How's your day?
Well, I am just thankful it's Friday.
I know, sweetie. Well, I wish you could unwind, but we only have a couple of minutes till the dinner, okay? So just...
What?
The dinner. Okay, listen. Look, I already put your clothes out. You don't have to do anything. Just get dressed, get prettied up, and we'll be ready to go.
Okay.
I'm just
Just-
finishing
what
up
are
in
you
the kitchen.
making?
Oh, okay. If you're going to be a Minnesotan, you need to know this.
What's that?
Tater tot hot dish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Okay. Well, it's hot.
Ah.
It's got some tater tots on it.
Okay.
Some other stuff. It's the
Good.
mushroom gravy is really...
Wow, you can really taste that can.
Okay, so just
You know, we have really got to prioritize getting some furniture in here. Hey, bar stools? We need to move on. We're grown-ups.
Sweetie, but we just moved back from New York and our apartment was this big. So what do you want? We got to start. All right.
Hello? Kenji! How are you? Good. What's going on? Really? No.
Hey.
Yeah. No, well, church, tomorrow? Yeah, well, let me ask the boss. Kenji's got a layover at MSP for 3 hours tomorrow. And you want to
Kenji
like,
from
grab
the
some lunch?
Bronx?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to.
Yes.
Tell me
Yes.
hi. Tell me hi.
Hey, green light from the boss. Yeah, I know. No, marriage is good. Yeah, no, it's great. No, she's right here. No. It's good. No. I'd love to. Yeah, I'm looking good. I know. I've just been so busy lately. I know I've been a terrible friend, but they got me running around here. Yeah. Okay. Great. Tomorrow. Mañana. All right. Bye. Oh, that'll be good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dry cleaners, dress. Did you get my dress?
Yes. No. Oh my God. I'm sorry. You know what?
Sweetie, come on.
I'm
I
sorry.
left you a Post-it. I texted you. I think I even tweeted you about it.
I know. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I had a day at the office. I was running around. There was this old lady trying to cross the street. I got distracted. I'm sorry.
Sweetie, I don't have anything else to wear.
What are you talking about? You got a whole closet full of clothes.
Well, a whole closet full of clothes that don't fit me now that I have a child growing inside of me. I can't zip anything up in the back.
Why don't you wear that blue dress that, makes you look,
Yeah, well, the eyes, kind of right now. So that's not going to work.
All right.
But I'll figure something out,
Well,
I guess.
You want a beer?
You want to live? I know what I'm saying.
Yes, Mommy.
Like, sweetie,
Okay.
we're having all kinds of fun. But seriously, we need to get going here because we've got a little bit of time. We are the guests of honor at this dinner, so
This is
we
Rich.
kind of don't want to leave.
Hi, Sam. No, I just got home. Why, what's going on? Okay. No,
home
Mary should
now?
have. No,
So
I
let's
passed it on to Mary, so she
unplug.
should have it on your desk.
I know, but sweetie, you've been at work
no,
all
I'm sorry,
day,
could
and
you
now
repeat
it's
that?
my time.
Yes. No. Well, okay. All right. Well, no. Sure, I could do that. No, I just jump back in the office tomorrow. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, sure. No. I know how hard it is to get those tea times on good weather.
Sweetie, seriously.
All right.
Pumpkin.
Okay.
Love
Okay.
muffins.
Thank you.
We've
All
gotta
right.
go.
Bye.
Sweetie, it's like, you're always on the phone with the work people and the thing. Look, we're just going to unplug. We're going to have a nice dinner with the people. Okay, what are you doing? What is this? What do you...
I'm not going.
What are you talking about? You're not going. This is okay. We talked about this. This has been planned for us.
Can we please not do this right now?
No. This is important because we are the guests of honor at a dinner in our neighborhood to welcome us to the neighborhood. So how are we not going to go?
Tell them I am sick, okay? Can we just
No,
put this on
I'm
the
not
back
going to
burner?
do that.
Oh my.
I'm not going to do that because you made a promise to me that we would go and do this.
Can you stop making this about you for a second, please?
Yeah, why should I do that? So if it's not about me, then why don't you tell me what it's about? What is this all about? Why can't we go to a dinner that's for us?
Okay, you want to know what's going on?
I would love to.
So that was Sam, and he wants me to go back in the office tomorrow because he wants me to meet a client because he's got a tea time.
Okay.
We don't belong here.
Sweetie, of course we belong here.
No, you don't.
I am from here.
Yeah,
My
you're
mother
from
is
here.
here.
Look, your mom's from here, but I mean, we had a whole community full of people. We had Jitla, we had Chinda, we had Javier, Kenji. Here, go to work, it's Bob, Dick, and Steve. I'm like a chopsticks and a fork drawer over here.
Sweetie, I'm sure they appreciate you. You went through this huge process of being chosen from all
Yeah.
these candidates.
You know what?
Clearly, they value you.
Clearly,
you
they
wouldn't
value.
have been hired
You know what?
for the job.
Yeah, I have been running my ass off for 3 weeks for this presentation. I go into the presentation and I get a tap on the shoulder. Oh, P.S. We need you to step out because we need to take a photo for you for the new brochures that are coming out and the new marketing. So if you could just quick do that for us, that'd be great. Come back. Meeting's done. Decisions have been made. Cut right out. So yeah, they value me. They value me right here. But they don't give a damn what's going on in here. So I'm sorry, but the last thing I want to do is sit in someone's cul-de-sac across from them and be on exhibit. Okay?
I am from black and white. I am from a single mother, a strong, independent, smart woman who raised 2 biracial daughters to be the same. I'm from a white woman submerged in black American culture. I'm from a black father that started as a funk musician, then went to white collar, then went to music minister. I'm from a hole that was deepened when my father passed away 5 years ago. I am from afternoon kindergarten because even at the ripe age of 5, it was obvious that I was not a morning person. I'm from Barbie dolls and climbing backyard trees and having to get back in the house as soon as the lights came on or my mom yelled my name. I'm from the gifted and talented program, high school valedictorian, and also the special education program because they didn't know what to do with the kid with lupus and kidney disease. I am from getting my bachelor's degree while getting chemotherapy. I am from mild anxiety and depression and shutting down completely when I start to feel overwhelmed. I am from alter egos and aliases. I'm from getting paid to do what I love to do. I am from doing things that I don't like to do because I always want to help people. I am from the sticks of Prairie View, Texas, South Minneapolis, the Valley of California, the lights of New York, and nowhere in between. I am from values that shape the existence of my life every day.
I am from 2 hearts beating in the heartland of America, born of Iowan soil, steeped in the shelter of a small town. I am from the music of my mother's womb, the color of my father's fear, and the discord any time the two should meet. I am from the hands of the farmer, the carpenter, the surgeon, the hands of the musician, the teacher, the prayer. I am from tens of thousands of stitches in my grandmother's quilts and life seen through my grandfather's camera lens. I am from straight A's, skipping meals, and playing by the rules. I am from you gotta be Miss America or one of the boys. Isn't there somewhere in between? I am from the most likely to succeed and the least likely to be in the welfare line. I am from dysfunction and disease and mental illness and loss. I am from barefoot summers, pom-pom pull away, kick the can, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a nigger by his toe. Guess who's coming to dinner? And I now take this man to be my lawfully wedded husband. I am from an intercultural tapestry of learning and of love. I am from 4 sons who chose me, 3 earthly beings growing into men, and 1 whose journey was to give me the courage to guide them. I am from the bliss of birth and the deep pain of loss. I am from humility and of mothering. I am from faith, fellowship, and forgiveness. I am from stepping up, getting on board, jumping in with both feet, and the privilege of knowing I will float.
I am from the trinity of circumstance, free will, and fate. A rubber soul for all occasions. I am from the goodbye lodged in the dark throat of a 3-year-old. A slipping hand held with my whole body, and occasions too final to know how to feel the moment. I am from the arms of mothers. A rubber soul for all occasions. I am from my first love, Miss Darso, my real-life Mary Poppins, who taught me how to read. I colored so hard for you. I am from beanbag joy, declaring each weekend a holiday. Improbable sandy cities surrounded by paper boat armadas and legends rolling on plastic wheels. I am from long parades through cereal aisles and fixed glances and quick stares and conversations so full of common sense that their meanings were whispered. I'm from days of silence, mysterious alleles, and the culture of long-haired progress. I am from years of rage, held by years of practice, bent into my shoulders, wanting to punch people with a car, to eviscerate their groceries, to call for anvils from the sky, to break their sense of safety, so that they can know how it feels to walk in the dens of lions, VFWs, 4-H clubs, grocery stores, post offices, down the street, by the television, and know that you are an anomaly. And a lot of people can't spell that. And they largely dislike what they can't spell. I'm from Vietnam, China, Japan, because you don't know the difference. I'm from the demographic of bananas and Twinkies, yellow on the outside, white on the inside. I'm from the commercial land of kung fu warriors and dragon ladies and hop sing, sing along, sushi lover, karaoke, and you number one, Joe. I'm from the land of 10,000 lakes and just as many well-intentioned white folk who still compliment me on my English. I'm from a new generation of hyphenated Americans and a line that grows the margins every time you ask me where I am from.
I am not who I was.
I am not going to be who I was going to be.
You changed all that.
You are not who you were.
You are not going to be who you are going to be.
I changed all that?
Who are we going to be?
We are
They're
going to be
who
we never would have been
without
each
each
other.
other. Boom. Let's go grab some water.
Thank you, Kurt. Wow! That I am from, it comes from some deep place. I just want to ask you a couple things.
Sure.
The slipping hands reference around the throat of a 3-year-old. Tell us about that.
So, Goodbye Lodge in the dark throat of a 3-year-old, slipping hand held with my whole body. So, I was adopted when I was 3. And at that moment, I was just old enough to know that something was going on, and there was a lot of energy in the room. I understood a finality somewhere in there, but I didn't have the ability to process what that was at that point. So that's it's one of those times where you never really got to properly say goodbye, or have that wrap around that. So that's what that is.
I'm going to ask you about one more reference. The Walk in the Dens of Lions.
Walk in the Dens of Lions. Yeah, so, I grew up in a small town in Minnesota. One of the very few people of color. And for me, growing up, it was a sort of a strange anomaly because, again, being adopted, my parents were white and very visible in the community. And for me, I thought, oh, well, I'm just so-and-so's kid and everyone knows me. And, he's kind of that strange person walking around. And it really wasn't until a little bit later when I was growing up, maybe 10, 11, 12, where I started to understand that, I don't look like everyone else. My hair doesn't do the same things that everyone else's hair does. I don't look like, I don't know, who was it, Patrick Swayze or Tom Cruise in the 80s, And for me, looking out in the world, I just didn't see myself a woman. So walking in the dens of lions, it's like everywhere, especially as a person of color, you get that feeling when you walk into a space and suddenly heads do this. It's ever so slight, but you notice that when people's heads just do that, as if like, what is this? And it could be, innocent, but for the impact being is, I don't belong here, do I? Or I'm a disruption in your normal day. So that's part of that. But dens of lions, VFW clubs, everywhere.
Great. Thank you very much for explaining that. The entire I Am From piece of the production came from this exercise that's on your table. You have in front of you a worksheet. Looks like this. At the top it says, develop concepts from free association brainstorm. You now have the opportunity to just talk with each other at your table. This is our round table part. Talk about where you're from. I'm not expecting the same kind of, witty depth that you heard from this group in 10 minutes.
No pressure.
Okay? But it's a powerful exercise to describe who you are and where you're from. When I told the Southern Belles I was from South Dakota, they thought I rode horses. Ready, set, go. Kurt and I had a preliminary conversation before the interview here, and I have found that as an executive coach, working with my clients, when they open up to the idea that there might be another way to think about something or another way to actually approach the situation, that one of the most powerful ways to actually get them to move to the new place is to be able to tell a story about something that's really been a part of my life. And a lot of those stories come from this exercise around I am from. I was lucky to have a grandfather who was an entrepreneur and a father who owned his own business and lots of connections with people. And the I am from is very valuable. And I want to ask a little bit more about some of the things that are going on in your life today. People are very curious about 7Fs and about who you are. And so the first question is, I'd really love to know, where would you consider your faith to be alive in your work today?
Oh, wow. Well, and I will preface saying faith in faith. It really, for me, faith and value in the workplace is synonymous, because so much of the work that I do is really around values that I have that I developed early. Particularly, say in the acting arena, for me it was very important to go out and address issues of representation. Because for me, I wanted, whether my children or other people's children who are Asian, to have role models, to know that they existed out in the world, to know that they could succeed, be attractive, have a life out there that actually took place. So for me, that's been a huge part of the work that I do, through my acting. But then at Pillsbury House, part of what I really love is again bringing people together around real issues and being able to address those in a full frontal way. Oh, that sounded terrible. Where are we? No, but head on. Because when you talk about issues of race, diversity, racism, whatever, people push away from the table, take phone calls, they'll look in their lap, or they'll just walk away. And so really part of the pleasure for me has been able to bring people together around this issue and to be able to really process that in a real way and move forward rather than just sort of skirt around it. So that's part of it.
Yeah, good. Help us understand what family looks like today for you. You told us a little bit about that,
Sure.
but please expand.
Well, family's so crazy. Thank you for bringing that map. I can't.
Yeah, that's
so. My wife was actually born in Taiwan, but she's half Maldivian and half Taiwanese, and had the opportunity to go there last year. Amazing place. So family for me has been always just sort of strange, because again, I started growing up an Asian boy. It's maybe around 12. Before that, I thought I was a white kid. I honestly thought I was white. And then once I started entering into society, and especially after leaving home, I started to notice that even more. And so that became very important to me. So in terms of attracting family, my family now is, especially after marriage, is all over the world. We have family all over the world. And for Eliza, she'll introduce me to her grandfather. This is Grandpa who, or this is Uncle Wahid, and they're not blood related, but she has just grown up in a system where these people have impacted her life in such a powerful way, and they've embraced both her and her father in such a way that there are familial bonds that continue to this day. Her father moved as a young Maldivian man to Taiwan, got an education, was basically adopted by a Taiwanese family, and 60 years later they're still family. So that's what family looks like to me. It's those connections that you make in life.
Final question then. Future. What should we expect in the next 3 to 5 years from Kurt Kwan and your leadership?
Wow. I have no idea. I just have no idea. If you would have told me a year ago that I would be sitting in this conference room in front of you all, I never would have imagined. But, I'm constantly surprised at where I go. But I know that the values that I have and the passions that I have will continue to lead me. And I'm sort of a person who's led by my gut. I really am. I'm not exactly Machiavellian, and I don't have a 100-day plan, like probably many of you do. But 90-day plan, right? Just cutting short. But you know, I know the direction I want to go, but I couldn't tell you the landmarks at this point. So.
We're grateful that included us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please say hello.